Hey everyone, it's Greg here, and welcome to this video, over the shoulder series for Iowa City SEO. So for this project, we started this about 2 days ago. I started adding content about 2 days ago. We didn't actually put that on camera because we have us actually adding content in other videos, and I think most people will be bored of watching us add the content. So what I'm going to do is go through the content I added, go through some changes I'm seeing. I'll show you what I did with the titles and all that, and my thoughts on the URL and how all that mixes together. And then I'll go into the plugins I used and all that type of stuff, okay? So before I start that, right now, if we go to pages, we'll see that I did the first piece of content 2 days ago, okay, 122 2015. You can see in my thing down here. Actually, you can't see it probably because my picture's in the way, but it's a 24th. Let me go to. Okay, so you can see right here. It's 5:37 p.m. on January 24th. So I put up the content 2 days ago, and if we go search for it, we will see us on page 4 right now, number 31. Okay, top of page 4. So 2 days, brand new site. Top of page 4 is pretty good. Okay, sorry about that. So let's go into some of the things that I've done so far. All right, I'll start with on page. Now I did set up vKraken and Social Explosion on a subdomain to boost up the domain authority. I'll show that in another video. And then also, as I was adding content, Joe was going and getting citations ordered. None of those are done yet. There might be a couple that are done today, but they don't have effect on their rankings yet. And then he's also getting the address set up for the site and all that type of stuff. Okay, so that's what's going on with the site. As I was adding content, which started 2 days ago, Joe was starting the process of getting the address going. He got the address, he ordered some citations, and a couple of those may be in by now. All right, and that's where we are right now. So let's go ahead and go through first to the plugins that I used. All right, installed plugins. First plugin that I installed is Google XML Sitemaps, and I may add plugins as we go. I'll show if I do. These are the ones that I started with. Google XML Sitemaps. The second one is Social Explosion, which I haven't used yet on the main domain. I've used it on the subdomain, but since I've used all pages, it hasn't been used on the main domain yet because Social Explosion only does post as they go out, not pages. But what I'm going to do is put those pages into a feed and then put that feed into Social Explosion, all those pages into one feed with the Network Empire one feed supercharger. Okay, because what you can do with that is put a whole bunch of pages into one feed. You can put social properties into a feed. So I may even wait till some other properties are done, put them all into one feed, and then I'll throw that into Social Explosion. But Social Explosion is installed, but it has not been used yet. Okay, and I just wanted to point that out. And then the last plugin that I installed is Yoast SEO. It comes up as WordPress SEO, but it's actually Yoast SEO. All right, so I'm gonna go over some settings I did. If you go to settings and permalinks, I just click this one, post name, to make sure that we're getting keywords in URL. Okay, and I click save. For Yoast, if you click over, hover over SEO and go to titles and meta, excuse me. The first thing I did is you go to post types. I took this part off of the title for posts and title for pages, okay? Because I don't want the site title appearing after the page title. I just want the page title appear because that way I can have full control of each page title. All right, so I just changed those two. I took off the second part. This was actually on this one and this one. I just deleted them and saved it. And that's the first change I made. And then I went to taxonomies and I hit this button. I no index followed the categories and I no index followed the tags. And I click save. And then in the other tab, I no index followed the author archives and I hit save. Okay, so those were all the options that I did with Yoast SEO. All the other ones are the regular configurations. So I just changed the post title template, the page title template, hit save. Again, just took off this end part. Taxonomies, I click this box, hit save. Went to other, click this box, and hit save. All right, this one's already checked. Everything else was set up just the way you see it and just the way it comes. All right, so let's go over to our pages. And for this site, I did use all pages. I used to use one post and the rest pages, but after talking to Sue Bell, she said that pages actually have a better chance of ranking long term. Posts are meant to fall off the home page. So in this particular example, and probably moving forward, I'm going to be doing all pages. And I just set a page, the home page, as the sticky, okay? And how you do that is, so this is my home page content right here. All right, and I just put home up here, and you can control the title down here, which I'll go over in just a second. But the way to make a page a sticky is you go to settings, and you go to reading, and then you click a static page, front page, home, because that's what page I want to show as my home page. All right, so when you go to iowacityseo.com, this page right here is a static page, which means it's the page that's going to show up when people come to my site. If I changed it to reputation management, the reputation management page would show up as the home page. You know, if you go to iowacityseo.net, reputation management content would show up. All right, but I have home selected because that's what I want to show up when people go to my home page, is my home page content. All right, and I just click save, and that's how I set the home page to be the front page content. All right, so let's go ahead into the pages I made. So I got 4 pages right now. We may add more, we may not. I got a home page, reputation management, social media, and web design. So we got 4 pages. And I wrote this content myself for the home page, and I'm going to cover some important things on that in just a second. And I have my good friend Kath write these 3. Okay, and I kind of explained to her how I want them done, which you're about to see right now. Okay, so the home. And for this content, we can actually go to the home page and view it, because again, remember, this is the home sticky. Let me zoom in here. Alright, so one thing that I used to do, and this is an important tip, especially for those of you who are doing like lead pages. I used to put up a site like this, and for the home page, I'll just put a generic SEO article and just kind of sprinkle in like Iowa City SEO. What I'm finding is it seems that's not as working as well, and kind of Google is able to identify a real business site by certain words, like for example, our company, you know, our services, we provide our customers. Like, it seems like on local sites they're looking for specific phrases like that, because this site and other sites that I've split tested between like a generic article and an article like this, where it's actually sounding like a real business website, there's a big difference in rankings there. And then of course also, you know, we have a contact us here with all of our info. We have an NAP on the page, name, address, and phone number, so that of course helps. But the big difference I wanted to point out is that, you know, like we're coming off as a business. We're not like giving a definite, like for example, if this was a previous site that I did a while ago, I would say, you know, SEO is the process of blah 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 blah. SEO can be used to advance your business by, and it's never really like us, you know, saying words like us, our company, our services. So I think including that stuff in a business site like this makes a really big difference, and because I split tested the two, and I can see the difference. So I mean, that's what I got out of it, is that they are looking for those types of words, and that's how I wrote this. So you can kind of read through this if you want. You know, again, look at the words here. We have well over 10 years of experience in search engine optimization, blah blah blah. I never say like I never like saying this is a third person. It's more as a first person. Okay, if you have an existing website, we will analyze. Or I could have said our company will analyze. Okay. One time I did say our company name, Iowa City SEO, and that was just to get in the keyword Iowa City SEO. I probably didn't even need to do that because it's an EMD. I have it in the title. It's in the contact over here. But I just throw it in once, and I can play with taking that in or taking that out. Again, you can play with that with your sites, how you want to do that. But I did mention the company name one time. All right, and then I of course mentioned Iowa City once or twice, you know, without SEO, and of course SEO without Iowa City. Okay, and I made some headers here and just stuff like that. I took a screenshot. I have a unique picture up here. Again, here you see the way our company does things. You know, that's much different than, you know, like before, if this was more of a generic article, that was, you know, say, you know, a lot of companies out there, the way they do things is they will naturally rank well in the 7-pack. You know what I mean? And then the search engine optimization company will help them, blah, blah, blah. Rather than this is coming from first person. You know, our company, we will do this for you. Not, you know, like these companies will do this for you, and they will. But you know, it's the difference between third person and first person. I think Google can tell that. All right, so that was one important point I wanted to make. Another one is, you know, just the difference between having an EMD and a branded. There can be a difference with the keywords. For the title, I actually choose to put "Advance Your Business Online with Iowa City SEO." Um, and I chose that because it's more putting Iowa City SEO as a brand, as a company name, not like Iowa City SEO, you know, the best SEO company in the world. I think that this is more, and that would probably work, but I'm just starting with this just to kind of under optimize rather than like Iowa City SEO, you know, the Iowa City experts, something, you know, something like that. So I'm kind of under optimizing the title to start because I think that's going to do well. All right. But going back to the other point, if we had like a brand name like, you know, Greg'sSEO.com, this title would probably be start with Iowa City SEO first. I would want that keyword first in the title, but the reason I have it on the end and not the beginning is to be more on the safe side. Since it's an EMD, EMDs are much more open to over optimization, and it's not that if I had it first in my title, Iowa City SEO, if I had it first, that would be over optimized. It just puts me further towards over optimization, even if it's just a very little bit. Okay, but again, if this was a brand name and it wasn't an EMD, I would have put Iowa City SEO at first in the title. Okay, now I would have done something maybe like dash experience search engine optimization company, something like that. Okay, but that's the difference between the title for using for an EMD and a branded site. The other thing is, if this wasn't an EMD, I probably would have had Iowa City SEO in here more than one time, maybe like 2 or 3 times. Maybe I would have put it in an image alt tag, something like that. And I also probably would have mentioned Iowa City maybe a couple. I think I already mentioned it. I say I got 1, 2, 3. I actually mentioned Iowa City SEO twice. I thought I only mentioned it once. We'll see. We'll leave it there. I mean, it's doing well so far, so if there was a change I would make right now, I'd be taking one of these out, because since that's an EMD, you don't really need that. I could say, like, our company knows exactly the right type of citations to send, blah, blah, blah. But it looks like it's doing fine with that, so we'll leave that for now. But again, just the difference between branded and EMD is with branded, you know, you're more open to have your keywords in your content a little more, okay? Because you don't have this up here to kind of weigh into your over optimization. All right. All right, but that you guys can check out this and see how it was written again. The big thing that I wanted to point out is the difference between, you know, how I would do my title if it was a branded, keyword density type things. Then also the biggest thing is first person. You know, when you're doing a local type site, write it as first person. All right. So, and then for the sidebar, I just put contact us. I put our information over here. We'll probably change this later on. We're going to put a skin on it later, but for now, I just wanted the NAP on site, and this will help it appear on every single page. The way that I did that is I went to Appearance, and then I went to Widgets. I took off everything that was over here. I added a calendar. By doing that, you just drag this over here. All right, I'm not going to because I already have one. And then for the text, the contact us stuff, I just drug over a text box. So I just drug this up here. So if I wanted another text box here, I could put this here, you know, example text, hit save, and then when you reload the site, you're going to see that text under pages. Example text. Okay, that's what I did for the contact us. I know this may be basic for some of you, but I just want to make sure the beginners know what I did here. Alright, so for this contact us, I just drug over the text box, put contact us as the title, and then my contact information here. I put these BR HTML codes after each line because when I put it in like this without the BR, it wouldn't show up the way I wanted it. So these BRs are just line breaks. It just means, you know, new line, new line, new line. So if you have that same problem, you can use these HTML tags. And then the last thing I added was pages, okay, because my pages weren't showing up. There's no page menu up here that's showing up top, and there was nowhere else, so I just added it over here. And the way I did that is I just drug over pages over to here, okay? As you can see, it's already there, so I'm not going to add it. All right, so if we reload this, the example text will go away because I took it off. As you can see, it's now gone, okay? But that's how I added this over here. That's how you kind of control your sidebars in the widgets area. All right. So we covered the most important things there. And then the other things that I just covered, I did were just, these pages aren't as important to us. We're mainly after the Iowa City SEO terms. But I just did a page for reputation management, social media, and web design. I may go back to those and add some images and all that later on. For now, we just wanted to get the content up. Like reputation management, we have a little bit of bolding in there and stuff like that to make it look better, but there's no images or anything. We might add like some video and stuff like that. But for now, I just wanted to get the content up. Same thing for social media. All right. And then same thing for web design. And we may go back and fix those up later on, add some images and some pictures, and or some images and videos and stuff. But for now, again, I just wanted to get content up. And the most important part was the home page. All right, so URL structures for these, this is an EMD, so for reputation management, I'm just doing reputation management. I don't want to repeat Iowa City because that's already in my domain name, okay? That's really going to contribute to over-optimization. If I did iowacityseo.net/Iowa City reputation management, that's going to really push me towards over-optimization. You don't want to do that. You know, anytime a keyword is in your domain name, you don't want to repeat it on the inner URL if possible. If it's a big keyword, like for example, like money, like if you have like howtomakemoneyonline.com and you wanted to do like how to make money blogging, let me actually pause and bring up an example. I think this is a good point. All right, so I got some examples here. You know, again, howtomakemoneyonline.com, if you have this domain, you wouldn't want to do how to make money, it's supposed to be online blogging. Okay, Google already knows your site's about how to make money online. They can tell that from the domain. So you would just make this howtomakemoneyonline.com/blogging. All right. So again, you're not repeating keywords in your domain name. One case that I've done it for, and you can do it for, is like if it's a really big keyword. So for example, if you had like howtomakemoneyonline.com, then you had like, for some reason you need to repeat money again. Money's such a big keyword that it would be okay to repeat that, but still try to stay away from it. I mean, this is probably a bad example, but I don't even know if it makes sense. But if you have like Bitcoin money, you could, but I mean, you could even just, in this example, just take off this, and you still have money in here. Then you could take care of money in your title. You know, so you could do Bitcoin money in your title. And you would do the same thing here. You know, howtomakemoneyonline.com. This is the proper way to do it. howtomakemoneyonline.com/blogging, and your title will be something like how to make money online blogging. Okay, so you take care of that more in your title than your inner URL, because this keyword is being taken care of in the domain name. Blogging is being taken care of in your inner URL, and again, you can do them as the title as a whole to kind of reassure this inner URL keyword. All right. So let's go back to our example here. All right, so for reputation management, I just did /reputation management. Again, because the main keyword we would be going after here would be Iowa City reputation management. We have Iowa City right here, okay, in the domain name, and then reputation management right here. And then for my title, I did reputation management in Iowa City. I could have also done, and you can see that right here better as I zoom in, reputation management in Iowa City. Okay, I could have also done Iowa City reputation management, but I used that for the web design. I did Iowa City web design. All right, so if we go to the social media page, this page I wasn't as worried about. We're probably not trying to rank this for anything. It's more just to get more content on the site. We may, but it's not as important. So for the title for this one, I just made social media services from iowacityseo.net. Okay, and it's not the greatest title, but I didn't have iowacityseo.net anywhere else in my title, so that's just why I put it in there. All right, then for the last one, web design. Again, it's just /web design because we're taking care of Iowa City right here in the domain name. And then the title is Iowa City web design. All right. So for the reputation management, I did an LSI, reputation management in Iowa City, kind of reverse. And then for web design, I did Iowa City web design. And that's, I do those things halfway to split test, halfway just to mix it up. It's not going to make a huge difference if you had Iowa City reputation management, Iowa City web design. But again, it'll be fun to see how the two react, to the different titles. Because, the pages are very similar. So, don't stress about, why is this one Iowa City after and this one before. It's not a big deal. You can do both with them after. You can do both with them before. You can do what I did just to kind of get a little split test there in a way. There's no real reason behind it. Just half testing, half just mixing it up. Okay. So I think that is about all for this initial phase here. Again, the homepage was put up 2 days ago, and then yesterday I put up all 3 of these pages. Okay. And the homepage, again, is ranked number 31 for Iowa City SEO. Actually, yesterday it was ranked like number 38, I think. So 24 hours later it was ranked number 38. 48 hours later it's ranked number 31 for the main keyword we're going after. All right, let's actually go search for Iowa City search engine optimization. I'm just curious if we would be anywhere for that yet. You guys are looking at this with me. I haven't searched this yet, so I'm just interested to see. My guess is if it is ranking, it'll be a couple pages lower than our EMD term, if it's even ranking yet, because the EMD keyword is usually the first to rank for. And there we are. Well, 3 pages. I said a couple pages back. We're 3 pages back. Number 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 55. So, site's in good shape. This is all just on-page SEO right now. Nothing else is kicked in yet. This is just on-page stuff. Okay, like Joe's stuff that he's doing hasn't kicked in yet. The subdomain thing may have kicked in a very little bit, but not much. Okay. And then we're building all the properties. Actually, I'm sorry, Joe did build a Facebook and stuff yesterday, so that may be having a little effect. All right, so he did build a Facebook and I think a Google Plus. So he did that yesterday. But I just want you guys to know what we've done so far to get the rankings you're seeing. Not much, not much at all. Okay, like the citations haven't kicked in yet. The boosting of the subdomain, if it's kicked in at all, it's just a very, very little bit. And I'll shoot another video on that. But mainly what you're seeing right here is just on-page SEO. Okay? Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next one. Hey everyone, it's Greg here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a subdomain and put vCrack and Social Explosion on there to boost your domain authority. So anytime you get a hosting, you get a cPanel. They'll give you the cPanel login, and that's where I am right now. I just logged into the cPanel. All right, so you scroll down to subdomains, and I already did this. I'm just going to show you what I did. You can see right here I got seotips.iowacityseo.net set up. So all I did was I typed in SEO tips, I hit create, and then this popped up. All right, that's all you got to do to create a subdomain. So now what I did after that was I installed WordPress on the subdomain. This particular cPanel doesn't have the normal WordPress install. Usually you'll see a thing that actually says WordPress, or you'll see something that says quick install. Those are what most cPanels use now. This must be an older one. They're using Fantastico Deluxe. Some cPanels you're using may have Fantastico as well. So I clicked on Fantastico, then clicked on WordPress. Alright, and that just did new installation. And then from this drop down I chose the the subdomain. And then I filled out all my information, clicked install, and installed WordPress for that subdomain. Okay? So that's what you do to install a subdomain. You add the subdomain. Again, it's under subdomains. So you just add it. My advice is to name it something relevant. In this case, SEO tips on an SEO site. I could have just done tips, but I did SEO tips. And then you go to either WordPress icon, quick install icon, or Fantastico Deluxe, and you install WordPress on the subdomain. You choose the subdomain from the dropdown, because once you create it, it will be available in that dropdown. So then to log in, I just went to subdomain seotips.iowacityseo.net/wpadmin. I put in my login information, and then I was here. All right. Once I got in, I deleted the page and post. There's always one page, one post when you get a WordPress site, so I just deleted both of them. I went to my permalinks and just chose post name and saved it. And then from my plugins, I installed Google XML Sitemaps first. Then I installed Social Explosion, and I installed vKraken. All right. For Social Explosion, account settings, I put in my information there, and then I chose, I believe, business and marketing category. Just choose the proper category. I'm not going to bring up this screen so it doesn't show my login credentials for it, so people can't be using my key. But for Twitter settings, I did enabled, high and high, saved it. Pinterest, enabled, high, high, save. Enabled, high, high, save. And then the last one, delicious, enabled, high, high, save. You don't have to do high, you can do low if you want to use less credits. High and high is just going to get the job done quicker for boosting that domain authority. All right. And then before I did, so I made sure to activate this before I went to Video Kraken. So then I went to the Video Kraken. I clicked on Add New, and then I just did SEO tips here. Okay, so that will bring up videos on SEO tips. For the post frequency, you can do whatever you want. I believe I did like 24 hours, and then I always click this button so it's not the same exact time. Not exactly 24 hours every time. It might be 20 hours, might be 22, might be 28. It gives it some differential there. And then I think for my category, I did tips. And then I click start. All right, and then as soon as you do that, it will make a post right away. It will make, I did this starting yesterday, the 23rd, as you can see right here. So I did this starting yesterday, and as soon as you click save on Video Kraken, it's going to go out and publish a video, and it's going to send Social Explosion that video, which is going to start boosting the domain authority of your site. All right, and then since then, one more has been published 8 hours ago. Another video on SEO tips. And Social Explosion went to that right away. All right. Now, if I leave this on for a month, with about once a day, every 24 hours or so, it's going to probably use on high and high. It's going to use about 6,000 credits. Okay. I usually get the 100,000 credits, and that is currently it's $800 for 100,000. So you figure this little trick here. Let's say it's costing me 10,000 on the high end. 1/10 of 800 is $80. So it's probably actually costing me about $60 to leave it on here for a month, and safely and effectively and easily, automatically get that domain authority up. So I think it's very worth it to do for sites that you're really got a good game plan for at least. All right. I mean, it's not needed. It's just a trick you can use to boost up your domain authority in a safe way. All right. So that's all there is to it. I mean, it's all automated. To do this, you just need a subdomain, Video Kraken, and Social Explosion. And then, of course, I installed the other free plugin, Google XML Sitemaps. But that's how I set it up. So, within the next, let's see, maybe 12 to 18 hours or so, another video will be published. Social Explosion will start going to that, and it's going to start adding domain authority to my site over time. Okay, might take a little bit of time to kick in and show, but it will work, and it will boost up your domain authority. All right, hope you all enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. All right, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add your site to Google Webmaster Tools for those of you who don't know how to do it. Usually what I'll do is I'll just go to Google and I'll sign in. I'll go to mail.google.com, sign in my email. You see I'm already signed in right here. You got an image up here and a name Jason. So now I'm already signed in. Then I'll just go to google.com and search for Webmaster Tools. I mean, you could just go to this URL, but I think it's just easier to search it and click the link. And then since I'm already signed in the account, it will sign you right in. Okay? Now what we want to do is add our site to Webmaster Tools. Alright, so add site. That's weird. That must have just changed. And they just changed the way this looks. So what I'm going to do is go to alternate methods and then go to HTML file upload. And they just changed this. So this is the way that it's just different buttons now. So when you come in here and you add in your site, just go to alternate methods, click on HTML file upload. Then I right click this and save link as. And I'll just save it to my desktop. Save. It ends in 02CF in case I have another one on there. Alright. So now that's saved to my desktop. And then we have to upload it to our server. Now I usually use like FileZilla to upload it. And you just put in the FTP, then the FTP login info. That may be a little beyond for some people who are beginners. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. When you're in your cPanel, remember anytime you get hosting, they give you a cPanel login. I'm in the cPanel login for this site. Okay. Anytime you get hosting, you will get a cPanel with it. Then scroll down to File Manager. And web root is fine. You go to the web root because you want to be in the public HTML file. Okay. And then we're going to do new file. Or no, hold on, we want to upload, I'm sorry. Upload, because I usually don't do this way, but this works perfectly fine. And then choose file. And then we're going to go to our desktop. And we're going to choose that file we saved. Here it is right here, ends in 02CF, so that's the right one. Alright, so double click. See right here, complete. Okay, so it's been uploaded. So now we can go back. And we can get out of here. We can just close out of this. Alright, so now we can actually go down here and click on verify because the file's there. We just uploaded it. Congratulations, you've successfully verified your ownership of Iowa City SEO. So I mean, all we did is we went to the file manager. Okay, make sure you're in the web root. Clicked OK, click go. Uploaded, and then choose the file location that we just downloaded from Webmaster Tools, the file they gave us. Okay, and that's all you got to do. All right, so now the site is in Webmaster Tools and verified. You've now verified this site. Okay, and any site message you get will come up over here. This message always comes up, so don't worry about that. But if you ever get penalties or anything like that, that would come up in site messages. You can also use this for other stuff. I'm not going to go into Webmaster Tools right now, but that is how you add your site to Webmaster Tools. Maybe we'll cover what you can do with Webmaster Tools in a later video or something like that. But this is how you add to Webmaster Tools. Hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to y'all soon. Hey everyone, in this video what I'm going to do is go over a PBN post I did where I'm linking out to our social properties. For this particular PBN post, I'm not going to go through every single step I did because we have training on that in the supremacy section. And for this particular post, I also used the PBN reloaded method. And again, how to do that is in your training in the supremacy section under PBN reloaded. And then there's videos, of course, on PBN setup and posting your PBN if you want to know the exact steps. Okay. So, and again, I use PBN reloaded on this where, just as a reminder, your post shows up here. Okay, so this is my post. And then down here, this is Video Kraken. It will automate this video, change this video, add new content every 3 weeks or so, because that's what I set it for. If we go to Video Kraken, and then click on this campaign I built. So every 22 days or so, with a 20% plus minus, it will post a video on SEO tips. That's new content. For this particular site, I knew that I'm not going to be posting any more content. This is an example site for an over-the-shoulder series, so I'm not going to be posting my personal stuff on here. So I knew this was the only piece of content I'd be posting. So with that in mind, I'm using PBN Reloaded so I can get some content on here every 3 weeks. So I could have done every month, every couple months, really. I just chose 3 weeks out of the blue. Okay, so every 3 weeks or so, it will post some new content, and it'll just be a new video. And this video right here will change, and that's still adding content to my site. Because this video still stays, it just won't show on the home page, and that's the way PBN Reloaded works. Okay. So let's now go into the actual post, and I'll talk about a little about what I did. Before I go into it, I'm linking out to 2 social properties, and then I have our YouTube video embedded on the page, and I'll go into that in a second here. All right, so if we type in Iowa City SEO, right now our Yelp is at number 11 already, okay, for Iowa City SEO right here. And then our video is number 21. It says 7 hours ago, but actually it was up here pretty much right away. I saw it with some amount of minutes. It was at number 21, so he pretty much had this ranking right away at number 21. Joe did, and he shot a video on that, I believe. All right, so let's now go to the post. Now here's the post right here. Here's the video embed I did, and I'll cover why I did that. The first link right here is going out to Yelp, and for the anchor text, I chose Iowa City SEO Yelp page. I'll tell you why I chose that in a second. Then our next link is going out to YouTube, and that's just an authority link, youtube.com. We're talking about video marketing, so I'm linking out to YouTube. This article is mostly about video marketing is what I mean. And then a link down here with exact match anchor text to our Facebook page. All right. Now the reason that I chose a longer tail for the Yelp is because when I'm posting to a PBN, I'm linking out to my social properties. A lot of times I'll link out to my social properties together, like I'll link to 2 or 3 of them, something like that. In this case, the Yelp's already number 11, so it probably doesn't need exact match anchor to go to where I need it to go, which is in the number 1 or top 3, whatever the case. We plan on getting all those spots eventually, but since it's already number 11, I'm going to save the exact match anchor of something that's not ranking yet, and that's the Facebook. I don't like linking to 2 properties with the same anchor text from the same post, so I wouldn't want to link to the Yelp with Iowa City SEO and then link to the Facebook with Iowa City SEO, the same exact anchor text, 2 different properties. I personally don't do it, okay? I just don't think it seems natural, so I just don't do it. And in this case, we're using a little bit of a long tail for the Yelp, getting some brand in there. We got the Yelp brand in there, and this is very natural. And this will also help rank very well for Iowa City SEO because we have it in there first, brand name after with page. And then, of course, I saved the exact match anchor for the Facebook because it's not ranking anywhere yet, and that's going to get the most out of Iowa City SEO. All right. You can come out firing to these Web 2.0s pretty much right away with money anchor text because of the high domain authority. If you want to be super safe, you can pad it first, do like a URL link. So for example, if you want to be super safe, you would link to the Facebook page with the Facebook page URL. All right, I think it's facebook.com/Iowa City SEO is the Facebook page. So you do like a URL link first if you really want to be safe. But in my experience, these Web 2.0s, it's pretty safe to link with money keyword right away. All right. And then right here is the video embed. To get that done, I just went to the video, I clicked on embed, copied the embed code, and I just pasted it in here. And that's our video getting embedded. And, you will get help out of a video being embedded on a PBN. It passes juice. You would get more juice if we link to the actual URL of this with money keywords. But I've already done that with 2 of my properties, so just working in the YouTube video as an embed was just an easy way to get another property in there without linking out to it with anchor text. All right, so that's why I did that. And then I put them all in a spreadsheet. This is how I set up my spreadsheets. The property I linked to, the PBN I'm linking from, who's it registered with, what domain registrar, and then what hosting. So I can actually put hosting here. All right, and then the anchor text I used and the date I did it. And I usually do the PBN site, the position it was in, the keyword I'm going after, and any notes. I didn't fill out this information, but I usually do. That way I just have this tracked. Like now, in our training we go over that. You should start. When you link to a money site, you should be linking from different hosting providers, especially. Like, for example, HostGator is pretty big, so if this was a money site and I was linking to it with another HostGator site, we'd probably be okay because they're such a big hosting company. But with some of these smaller hosting companies, if you link to a site with the same hosting company right off the bat, like twice in a row, that can definitely cause problems. So always try to switch up the host of who I'm linking to. Now with Web 2.0 properties, again, they have high domain authority, so you get away with more of that. So I probably could link, with HostGator, and be fine, since it's a Web 2.0. But I still try to mix it up just to be safe. If you have the resources, switch it up. If you don't, you should be okay. No promises, but I just wanted to kind of point that out, and that's why I list who it's registered with and the hosting. All right, who it's registered with is not as big of a deal unless it's with a smaller registrar. Like for example, if it was like with Big Rock, who's much smaller, and I kept listing like Big Rock, Big Rock, Big Rock as from my PBNs, all from Big Rock, that can be a red flag. Whereas Enom and GoDaddy, they're so big that that's not really a red flag. So I wouldn't worry as much about that. I more list this for the smaller domain registrars, okay? But I just list it anyways just so I have it. And I always try to mix it up as much as I can. But that's why this information is here, hosting and registrar, and we talk about that in other videos. Okay, and then of course track all of this. And in my real spreadsheet, I had the position the keywords were in. So for example, for the Yelp, I'll say it's number 11. For the YouTube, I'll say number 21. For the Facebook, I'll say NA, not ranking yet. All right. Keyword, of course, all Iowa City SEO, and no notes. I don't really have anything else to say about that. Okay. We also have a Twitter right now. So since I didn't link to my Twitter yet, what I'll probably do in the next post is link to Twitter, and then probably maybe one or two more of these properties. Maybe I'll link to like Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, something like that. Okay. But I'll just try not to link to the same properties over and over. Like I wouldn't want to keep linking necessarily to Yelp, YouTube, Facebook all together. I didn't really link to this YouTube. It's an embed, but you know what I mean. Just pairing the same exact properties together over and over, I would avoid it. Web 2.0, again, you get away with more, so you'd probably be okay. But just try to mix it up as much as you can. Like I said, next post, I'll probably do like Twitter, YouTube, and then maybe one more. I don't know. It just depends how I feel. Maybe I'll do 2, maybe 3. But I'll definitely mix in the Twitter. And after that, like if I did 3 for my next PBN, say my next PBN, I did Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. The next one after that, I'd definitely just do 2. Maybe I'd just do Yelp and Twitter, because those two, Yelp didn't get linked to on the second one, and they haven't been linked to together yet, the Yelp and the Twitter. That'd be my third one. But I'll do more PBN posts, and we'll go into that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, just remember that all directions for PBN setup, PBN posting, how to do the PBN reload is all in your members area. Okay, all in the supremacy section. All right, so hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see where they move from here. Hope you enjoyed. Talk to you soon. Hey everyone, it's Greg here. In this video, I'm going to go over the next post I'm doing for the Iowa City SEO properties, and it's been 3 days since we made our last post. So we made them on the 28th. It's now 28th of January. It's now the 1st of February 2015. First, I want to search for Iowa City SEO and see where we've came in the last 3 days. So nothing on the first page still. Second page, we got Yelp at number 12. Now we got our Facebook popped up at number 15, which is not surprising because we did an exact match anchor text for that. And then our YouTube video at number 16 from number 21. Okay, so let's go to our anchors here. As you see, we did exact match anchor for Facebook. I figured that one would be the biggest jump. I think we talked about that last video. The Yelp has not moved yet. It's actually moved back a spot, which is not a big deal. Something probably just moved ahead of it. Not worried about that. The embed we did for the YouTube video, that's moved up 5 spots. But the biggest move was obviously the Facebook, which got the exact match anchor. Okay, and the other thing is it's only been 3 days. This link that has happened has not fully kicked in for any of these. I can always guarantee you that. All right, but that's where we are right now. And then the actual site. Is there anything on page 3? Let's see. This is another one of our Yelp stuff, but it might just be there because I visited it. I'll have to check on my phone later, but whatever. Page 4, our site right there at number 34. And look, the site I'm not really even going to worry about for a while. when you have a brand new site, it's got to gain trust in Google, and they're very unlikely to rank a brand new site on the first page that quick. All right. And also, what these links we're doing and stuff, it's going to take a little while to kick in. They're going to take it, especially for a brand new site. Like if this was a site that we're doing the same thing, and it was domain authority 50 and then a page authority of 40 with a whole bunch of links going to this page we're targeting, and we did the same things, it might have moved up a lot more by now than this. But you got to understand, this is an unknown, untrusted site, so they're not going to just go say, "Oh, he's got some social properties to it and some citations to it. Let's move him right up." It's got to gain trust. That they want to see a normal path, and it makes sense. I don't blame them, because if I was Google, I wouldn't let brand new sites rank right away either. So as hard as it is, when you have a brand new site, don't get impatient. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see the site not move up for a couple months. That's it's very normal with new sites for that to happen. It's going to take a little bit to gain that trust, and should start moving within a couple months. And it may be quicker, but I just try as much as possible not to worry about the site. I know it's hard. You're like, I'm sending these links, it's not moving. What's going on? And you're checking day by day, but just know that these new sites are going to take time sometimes. All right, so I'm not even that worried about the sites. I'm more focused on getting these social properties up, getting the Web 2.0s up, getting them on the first page, and the site will usually follow after that. And we're also moving a little quicker than normal, but that's okay. All right, so let's go to the post I did now. This is the post right here. All right. I did the normal setup. Again, you can go through those videos if you want to see how the post to a PBN and how I set it up. I got vCracken on here again, Social Explosion on there, and then I got a generic article, ran through Copyscape, ran through Grammarly. I did all the checks and all that that we do for our PBNs, and made sure it's indexed, of course. And this is the post I ended up coming up with. It was a generic article on optimizing your website for SEO. I just named it Optimizing Your Website. So I left SEO out of the URL this time. Not a huge deal. I just like mixing stuff up like that. And then I put SEO and marketing as categories. Okay. And then I did some tags as well. Iowa City SEO, marketing, SEO tips. And I made sure marketing and tips were in here. I knew these two were. But then I made sure tips and marketing were also in this article somewhere. And they weren't, so I actually added them in myself. All right, so here's an outbound authority link right here, going to w3.org, a big site on the World Wide Web, relevant to SEO, World Wide Web SEO. They kind of they mix up. And then, of course, I added Iowa City SEO a few times throughout the article. All right. In this particular PBN, I am linking to the YouTube video, as you can see right here. I'm linking to the Facebook page again, and then I'm linking to the Twitter for the first time. All right. And people may be wondering, why are you using branded anchor text? Why are you using Facebook branded anchor text, and then just this? Not why aren't you using more keyword anchor text? And I'll go into that in just a little bit, but there's a reason I'm doing that. Okay. So notice what I did for the video. Now, this is the first link for the official link for the video. It does have an embed on the previous one. It's some sort of a link, but it's not like an anchor text link. This is the first real link to the video. Notice what I did here. I put the keywords I'm trying to rank for before. Very close to the link. That way, when Google reads this link, they're going to go see the keyword close by. And I think that helps a little bit. All right. Next thing I want to point out is I used a unique image for this post. I just went and took a screenshot of iowacityseo.net and used that as the image. To take a screenshot, I just went, hold down Control, hit print screen. I pasted it in Microsoft Paint, and I saved it. Okay, that's all I did. Not the best picture or anything, but it's a unique image. That's all I was going for. And I think I named the image Iowa City. Just Iowa City, not SEO. I didn't want to go overboard on SEO stuff. Alright, so if we scroll down, here's my other two links. I got an Iowa City SEO Twitter for the anchor text for the Twitter. Alright. And then just Facebook page for the anchor text for the Facebook page. And I put Iowa City SEO one more time right here. Just so I had a few times throughout the article. Alright. And then I hit post. So let me explain the anchor text stuff. A lot of people, what they're doing when they do this is they would have done, Iowa City SEO for the video. They would have done Iowa City SEO Facebook, and maybe they would have done Iowa City SEO Twitter. The reason I'm not, because I'm playing it more safe. Not that it wouldn't work right now, but the direction that Google is going, they're looking more at anchor text on second tiers. Okay, this is what I see the direction they're going. And if I have all Iowa City SEO, Iowa City SEO this, Iowa City SEO, Iowa City SEO that, Iowa City SEO that, they're getting to a point where they might start penalizing that from second. Like, if they're looking at a link and this links to your site, and all the links to those that are unnatural anchor text. That's gonna. What I'm saying is, it's not. I think they're just not going to. And it's already happening, but I think they're going to start getting more strict with it. I think they're going to start looking not just at the anchor text ratios of your site, but also anchor text ratios of the sites pointing to your site, because people manipulate that, right? I mean, we do it all the time. We're manipulating it now. So I'm adding in some regular anchor text, some branded anchor text, just a link to the YouTube video with no keywords in it, a link to the Facebook page with no keywords in it, just Facebook page. Okay, so that's the reason I did that, to stay more on the safe side and not have all these backlinks that are backlinking to us be about, say, Iowa City SEO, because that's just not going to happen. And that's the reason that I'm doing this. Because I pretty soon I think they're going to get even more strict on this. Where again, if I did all Iowa City SEO so far, it probably would still work just fine. But I'm playing it safe, and I want to prepare for what they're moving towards, and that's why I use just Facebook page and just a YouTube link like this. All right, so I'm mixing in natural type stuff, and that's the reason I did it. Okay, and the reason I used a keyword optimized for this one is because it's the first link. I'm just trying to move it as much as possible, and then this one is already number 15, so I'm just getting some juice to it. This one's already number 16, so again, I'm just getting some juice to it. Right? This one needed the keyword the most. That's why I picked the keyword for that one. And then we'll see where the Twitter goes. And again, the first links I did here, they're not even fully kicked in yet. So we're moving a little quicker than we normally would, because we want to get this over the shorter series out to you. But that's the process so far, and that's what's going on in my thought process, and why I picked the keywords that I did. All right. So the focus right now is more on the getting these citations pumped up and getting them ranking, and then they'll pass on this authority to the money site eventually. Again, it's going to take time for that money site to move up, with it being a newer site. If after 2, 3, 4 months it's not where I want it to be, then I would go back and look at optimization. I'm sure it will be, but I just want people to know that for those of you who have new sites and you're worried because it's not moving up, you got to give it a little while. Okay, it's got to gain that trust. After, depending on the competition, if after, like, I would say the 4-month mark, it's still stuck in some position, like third, fourth page, then you might want to go look at over optimization, stuff like that. Okay. Alright, so that should be it for this one. This was the second PBN post we did. Both of these were low-cost PBNs. I believe they were $69 each. I'll probably start even throwing in some PBNs that I got for $12, just to show you it can be done with low-dollar PBNs, and we can do a lot with them. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Talk to y'all soon. Hey everyone, it's Greg here, and in this video we're going to be doing another PBN post, and then we're also going to be doing some social explosion and one-feed supercharger stuff. So let's jump right into it. For this PBN post, I'm actually using a weaker PBN. It was only like $9, whatever registration fee is, whatever domain registrar you get it at, because it was an expired domain, which means it went through the auctions, it didn't get picked up, so it got re-put into the regular domain pool, but it still has links going to the domain, so it's still holding power. But it's just cheaper, it's not as high quality. So considering that, I'm going to use mostly branded anchor text. You see right here, I got a link out to the Yelp with just the URL link. I got a Twitter link out to the Twitter, URL link, branded anchor text. And then I got my authority link going out to Google right here. And then I got a third link to the Manta. And this one I put a little bit of keyword, longer tail keyword version. Check out Iowa City SEO on Manta. All right. If we go to our spreadsheet, okay, for Yelp, we already had a keyword one, so that's why I put just a URL link there. And then we did Twitter. We already had a keyword, so I just put in a URL link for that. Then Manta, this is our first link for that. I just did a longer tail version with our keyword in it. All right, so those are the 3 properties that I link out to. And notice again, I'm linking to properties I haven't linked to together yet. I don't think I linked to. You haven't linked to any of these together yet, because Mana, this is the first one for Mana, and then Twitter and Yelp haven't been linked to together yet. So that's 3 properties that haven't been linked to together. And it's not like it would be a huge deal if, Twitter and Yelp have already been linked together with each other, especially with the domain authority they hold. But, I just try to be as safe as possible, okay? I made this post earlier today, by the way. The post is already done. I'm just kind of reviewing what I did earlier today. All right, but right now the Yelp is still number 11. The Twitter is still nowhere to be found, and then the Manta is nowhere to be found because that's a newer property as well. All right, so let's go over here. One thing I want to cover, like with the Twitter, notice how we're adding content. We're adding tweets. We're saying, learn about our reputation management service here, link to the reputation management page. Do you need web design done for your website? We offer top-of-the-line web design services along with SEO. Link to the web design page. So we're just adding in content to help the Twitter rank better. Same thing with the Facebook and wherever else you can add content like that. That's just going to help it rank easier. All right. So let's go back to the PBN post. Of course, I did the PBN reloaded method. If you don't know what that is, you can check it out in our training. It'll put new content here with vKraken. It's a plugin that automates video content. That way, our site is constantly getting new pages added to it. I think I choose every 30 days for this one. But again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, see the supremacy section, PBN reloaded. It's just a way to constantly get content added to your site automatically. And that's our friend Alex Becker right there. That's the video that automatically pulled. All right, so that's it for this. Pretty simple. Again, it was a very cheap PBN, $9. So I'm using mostly branded. And you can do that. You can do, like the branded generic type anchor text with your cheaper PBNs, and then when you're ready to do some keyword anchor, use your stronger PBNs, right? And they don't even have to be super strong. Like this one's $9. The other 2 I used in the first 2 I think were $69 each. Which you can get pretty good power out of, So the next one, if I want to do, and I could have done, actually, since I did mostly branded with the second post, I could have done a cheaper one for that as well. I just didn't even, I just got a PBN together and just did it. But I could have done a cheaper one for that as well and spend even less money. But now on the next one, if I even need a next one, I'll probably do a little stronger on a $69 domain or something in that range, which is still pretty cheap because you can use it for more stuff. And I'll probably do some keyword optimized anchor text if need be. The plan is after this post, the post is already done, but after today, I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit. I'll probably give it 2 or 3 weeks and see how stuff moves. Because, we did our 3rd post today. We still got to let the first 2 kick in more. And then we're also going to be doing some social explosion with the 1-feed supercharger. So I'm just going to let all of that kind of start to kick in. I'll give it 2 or 3 weeks, sit back, just relax and keep calm. Let the work we did do its thing, okay? So this was the PBN post. Now let's go to the Iowa City SEO site. And I already have 1-feed supercharger installed, okay? To install it, just go to plugins, add new, upload plugin, choose the 1-feed supercharger plugin, all right? If you don't have it yet, you can get it at 1feedsupercharger.com. It's only $27 as of right now, early February 2015. So it's a very cheap plugin, and for what it can do, it's very powerful. Just extremely cheap for what it can do. And then, of course, I already have Social Explosion installed here, and we'll go to that once we get our feeds together. All right, so let's go to 1-feed supercharger and add new. So I'm just going to call this feed Iowa City SEO. And then for our description, let's say Iowa City SEO focuses on bringing businesses to the top of the search engines with advanced search engine optimization. Alright, so what I did here is I'm just including as many keywords as I can in different ways. I got SEO in here, I got Iowa City SEO in here. Then I have a synonym for, I could have used SEO here again, but instead I'm choosing to use an LSI, which I recommend you doing. So instead of using SEO, I use search engine optimization. Then I also include other keywords that our site's about, web design, reputation management, social media, and other forms of online marketing. Online marketing, that goes along with SEO, goes along with web design, search engines. This all kind of goes together. Okay, it's all LSI related. All right. So skip the WordPress by Yoast stuff if you have that installed. And then you can just leave these as they are. The OneFeed Supercharger goes over these options if you want to play with them, but for this, we're just going to leave it as is. All right. So post to include, I'm just going to do up to 10. Don't mess with this unless you know what it's for. It's not actual keywords you want to rank for or anything like that. It's actually a filter. So don't mess with this unless you know what you're doing with that. Again, they have videos in the OneFeed Supercharger section. All right, so now we're going to start going and creating our feeds. And we're going to be creating feeds not just for our site, but also for some of our social properties. I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? So let's go to Iowa City. Oops. Iowa City SEO.net. And you can... Oh, they started working on the design for this. Cool. You can put these in the page column thing to make a feed, and I'll show you that in just a second. Or you can add feed after the URL. Okay. So for example, I'm just going to use the page column for this. So the URL for that is it's pagecolumn.com/xml/RSS_generator.htm. So this is going to create a RSS feed for my home page when I click go. Okay, so now I'm just going to copy this URL. I'm just right-clicking, copy link location. Let's close these. And now when I bring it up, you'll see it has a feed with my URL in it going to my home page. If you can see the bottom of my screen down here, it's a feed with a link to my home page in it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to paste this in, have it include one. Now I'm going to add another feed. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the web design page because I also want to get some signals to this page. Now again, you could just put feed after it, so I could just put feed. And you can do it that way. It'll make a feed for the page. But here's a link right here. I like throwing it in the page column personally. Has some domain authority on there. So I'm going to go over here, go back, paste in the web design one, click go. And I always copy the URL link and then actually go to the link to make sure that the feed is showing up right. And there you see it right there. Okay. So now we're going to go and paste this in. And it's going to make all these feeds into one when we publish this. Okay. So now I'm going to go do the same thing for reputation management and social media. All right. So I'm going to pause this while I do that so you don't got to watch me do that. Alright, so now we've got our 4 page feeds in here. I just did the other 2 off camera, same way I did the first 2. Okay, so now we can do more. We can go do our social properties. Alright, some social properties have a feed, some don't. You can always check them by putting them in the one feed. So let's go copy the Yelp. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when something doesn't have a feed, does not have a feed. I know that Yelp doesn't because I've already been through this. So if I paste in the Yelp here and click go, and then I copy this and then put it in here. This is what it looks like when it does not have a feed. You can test it by putting it in here, though, okay? See, there's no link. There's no use in doing Yelp because they don't. There's no feed attached to this, all right? Now, the ones that do work, I already went through this, are YouTube, Twitter. Manta does work, but it shows up weird. I'll show you how it shows up. And I I'd rather just not include it than the way it showed up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we go to this page, the link shows up as suspicious activity detected. So rather than have that appear like that, I would just rather not use it. So that was a little weird one. But yeah, the ones that I'm going to be doing that actually work are YouTube, Twitter, and then Foursquare also works. I think Foursquare worked. Let's go check it out. And if it works, then you'll see an example of one that works. Same way we did the website. We just make sure it has a link in the feed. So let's click go. Copy. Make sure our link shows up. And it does. Okay, so Foursquare works too. So now I'm going to go to One Feed Supercharger, paste in that feed URL. Make sure it's showing a post. And now I'm going to go do the same thing for the YouTube and Twitter, because they also show up with links. I did this off camera. I checked all of them. So I'm going to do the same thing for YouTube and Twitter and put those two feeds in there as well off camera, and then we'll combine it into one. Okay? All right, so now we got all of our feeds in here. We got our home page, our 3 inner pages here. Then we have Foursquare, YouTube video, and Twitter. All right. So now what we're going to do is go up and publish it. All right. So now this view feed here, I'm just going to right click and again do copy. Well, just click on it and it'll bring up the feed. All right. So this feed right here, I'm going to copy this URL. And notice how it shows up here. We got the web design page. This is our Twitter. This is the home page. This is the reputation management page. This is the Foursquare maybe. And then we got our social media page, and then this is the YouTube video. All right. So all that's now into one feed. That's what it does. So let's go back now. And now we're going to go to Social Explosion. All right. Click on account settings, put in your information up there, your login details and all that. And then we're going to paste the URL feed we just copied right there, because this is the feed URL for all those 7 feeds combined. All right. I'm going to enable Twitter. I'm going to put them on high and high. You can do whatever settings you want. Enable all these on high and high. And now when I click save, it's going to go and it's going to start sending signals to everything in that feed. All right. So all 7 properties in that feed, we got 4 pages of my website, and then 3 social properties. It's going to start sending signals to all those that are in that feed. And that's what this is going to do. Save changes. All right, and we're good to go. So now that's in, you can go and actually check in reporting to make sure it was done. If you click on reporting, it'll end up showing up. It might not show up right away, but it'll show up later on. And now our feed, where we create all these properties of our website and our social properties, are going to start getting signals. Okay. All right, so that's it for this video. Again, I probably will not do another one for at least 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe 4. I'll see how things move. I just want to give what we did already time to kick in, because we did it all pretty quick. We're trying to get this over the shoulder series out to people because we know it's really going to help people. So we're moving a little quicker than we normally would, which is fine. You can move this quick if you want. But usually I probably would have spaced them out a little more, see what the link's done. But it's not a big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. We're only linking to second tier to these social properties in Web 2.0, so it's not too quick. It's just quicker than I would normally move. But we'll be good. And again, we'll see where we are in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, something like that, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you soon.